Hey, BATT Family. Welcome back to the 2025 GenCon preview list. Scott, how you doing?
It's the most wonderful time of the year. I'm stoked.
Jason?
Is it too late to go home?
Nope.
It's certainly late. BATT Family, you are catching us after a epic game of Vantage. We will be doing content on that, probably coming out before GenCon, actually. As you all know, we here at Board All the Time, Jason and I are going to be working in the booth. Scott, we have you on our demo team this year. We are working with MeepleSource and Stonemeyer once again, so if you would like to come say hi to us, and frankly, why wouldn't you want to come say hi to us, then make sure to stop by the MeepleSource booth. That is location 2909. We're going to be there. We're going to have 1,000 copies of Vantage. We're going to have the upgrades. We're going to have all the stuff. And then we're also going to have Wormspan and Finspan
and I'm doing the demo. I'm doing the demos for Vantage on Thursday and Friday morning.
Yeah, nice.
Yep.
So come say hi to us. We are all pretty over the moon with Vantage.
Yeah.
I came into it really, really nervous. And then the plays we've had so far just, whew.
I fell in love with it the moment I watched my How to Teach video. I went, oh, this. Oh, yeah, this sings.
Yeah, it's really good.
It's really good, people.
So I don't know if these guys put it on their list or not, but we just wanted to mention that it is going to be there. It is one of my honorable mentions.
I think we all agree that we had a great time. It's going to probably be one of the biggest games at Gen Con this year, so it could be the group honorable mention because, I mean, it's going to be the one to run for.
Anything that we want to say before we jump in? Jason?
No, honestly, I think we're pretty good and set to go.
Cool. Before we jump into our games that we are most excited for, let's just rattle off what our quick honorable mentions are for the list. What didn't make it in? What are you still considering? But it's out of that, like, I really want it to come home with me.
Yeah, so I've got 2 for my honorable mentions list. And basically because they are pretty big Euro games, they're going to take up a lot of table space, they're going to take up a lot of time, and I really want them, but it's one of those things of how often am I going to drag this with me and drag it out and take it to my friend's house? And that is Capstone Games Galileo Galilei. It's sitting at around $60, so it's not that bad of a price tag. I watched several videos of it. It is a area majority influence game. There's end game bonuses, and it's definitely Renaissance. So you're doing, like, the cards look really, really neat. There's, constellations and everything like that with it. Watched out how to play, and I just was like, this is going to be a lot, unfortunately. And there's a lot of variability. So, like, there's looks to be, like, a lot of extra gameplay in there. It's not like it's not super static, so there's ways
the reviews out of Essen last year, because I believe it released at Essen, were extremely good, and so it is finally making it over here. I would be interested to try it. It didn't make my list for the same reason as yours of, when am I going to play it? But yeah.
And the other one that ended up hitting my list for pretty much the exact same reasons, unfortunately, because it's been the game that everyone's been waiting for, is from Kinsen Key Games, which is Galactic Cruise. And it's in at around 120, but they're going to have the 2 expansions for another, if you buy both, it's another $50. It's action points and connections, and
it's a Lacerda weight game with an Ian O'Toole production.
Yeah, I mean, there's some great names to it.
It looks incredible. I really want to try it, but again, same problem of when am I ever going to get it played?
Yeah, and that's my problem. If I'm going to spend that much money, I definitely want to make sure it's a game that I'm going to play a bunch. And so if I'm already sitting there looking at $170 to get the whole thing, because of course we're completionists and we want to get the whole thing, I just couldn't swallow it.
Jason, what you got?
My first one is from Bitewing Games. It's called Icor, and it's a 2-player game where you're fighting between your Greek gods and monsters. The reason why it's not quite on the list is because it's only a 2-player game, and it's a little bit hard for me to just get 2 going. So I've kept that on the side, plus the amount of 2-player games that I already have is pretty wide. It's got some great artwork for it, and it's got some a pretty decent price point. It's only $30. And Bitewing's over at $13.52 for their location. So I would go ahead and jump on it. I mean, it's a Reiner Knizia game, looks pretty sweet, but it's just that 2-player just gets me a little bit.
That's fair. Anything else?
There is one other one that I have on my list. I was gonna go ahead and let you see if you wanted to jump on and do yours first.
Okay.
I've got one more.
So I am bringing just kind of a blanket honorable mention here, and then I have a couple. So the blanket one is just Ivy games in general. You had to expect that we were going to be talking about it, but I will have Brink most likely before the show. My Kickstarter's coming in, and then I've already ordered Pillars of Fate and Time to Panic and Graft. I did that when the tariff announcements were made, so I already have everything that they're releasing on the way, so I can't really put it on the list. But they're great guys. They're over at $22.39. Go check them out. They should have Brink there at the show. It's pricey, but I'm hoping it's going to be worth it because it's IV.
It looked gorgeous when we saw it at GenCon last year.
I was freaking out about it last year. I have been very impatiently waiting for it this year.
Yeah.
Very badly want that. So the two that I'm actually bringing as honorable mentions. So ironically, you mentioned Galileo Galilei. I am talking about Tea Garden, also from Tomasz Holek and Capstone Games.
Gotcha.
And it just looks really cool. If you are wondering what else Tomasz Holek has done, and if I am saying that wrong, I apologize. He is really in the zeitgeist at the moment because he designs SETI. He's very good at big, heavy Euro games. And I think the theme of this looks great, but I have never really fallen in love with a capstone game other than Arc Nova. And so I'm very interested in this one. They're over at $30.27. It's only $60. We'll see how that one goes. The other one that I am bringing in is complete opposite, teeny tiny little guy called Onoda from Salt and Pepper Games, and they're over at $27.65. And frankly, I think I'm going to be spending a bunch of time over there. You're going to hear about a couple more of their games in a little bit. And Onoda is a solo-only game about this soldier from the Japanese army in World War II that lived on an island for 30 years because he didn't realize the war was over. So it's a neat theme. It's interesting. Those are my couple of honorable mentions.
I think the other thing to mention is there's a lot of companies that the games that have been out for the past year and a half for Kickstarter, they're starting to come in. So like All Play has Merchants of Andromeda coming out, Waddle,
Twinkle Twinkle.
Twinkle Twinkle. Like I just got those. I'm waiting on Railroad Tiles. I've got Knitting Circle.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of stuff that's coming out that if you miss the Kickstarter, you're gonna be able to pick it up this year.
Well, and same thing with Grand Gamers Guild. Everything that they're coming out with here, you're looking at S'mores Galore and Pass and all the other stuff we've already gotten play from them. Inferno, which again, I think the last time this came up, I said it's grown in my estimation. The game's a 9 now. It is such a good game that I'm in love with. There really are a lot of games that are coming accessible that we have already had access to, but that's a really good call out for mentioning all the all play stuff.
Yeah.
There's some recent ones that have just come out now, like maybe a month or two before GenCon, but they are going to be available out there. The last one that I had is Citizens of the Spark from Thunderworks Games.
Yep. Oh, yeah. I almost Kickstarted that one.
It looks really pretty. Just nice set collection. A lot of fun. Looks like 1 to 5 players. It's at a MSRP of $55, so it's a little bit high, but it looks like they've got some cool pieces in there and some nice like sorting environment.
I enjoyed their games. They're one of those companies that I
had you play Metro Runner not that long ago. They're a great company. I looked at that and I thought it might be on yours, which is why I didn't put it on mine.
Yeah, it was really close. I jumped on a couple of other ones, but I wanted to go ahead and make sure that was going to be at least a special interest because if I had a couple extra bucks, I'd probably go and throw into it anyway.
We are in our list of games that we want to go look at, pick up, have fun with. Let's start here. Do we have any kind of excitement to the list? Is this numbered in any way, or did we just pick 10 games that we're here to talk about?
So what's really interesting for me this year, and I think I always use this word because it'll make Jason laugh. I feel that my list is a little wild this time because last year I know I had similar companies and most of the bigger names, but there was like 2 from this company that I really, really wanted, or 2 from this company, or 3 from this company. This year I have 10 companies for 10 games, and I did put mine in order of like least likely to buy to most gonna buy. My number 1 game, I will have it Thursday. We will play it Thursday night because it's a quick one and I love it and I can't wait to talk about it because I watched a video and I went, oh yeah, this is now on my list, because it wasn't on my list and then it dropped on my list because of the video that I saw.
Sure.
So how did you come up with yours, Jason?
Well, interestingly enough, I do have every single one of them is from a different designer and different brand. So it's interesting to go ahead and point that out. But I honestly went ahead and threw together going down the list and afterwards, very quickly, as in 10 minutes ago, throwing a 1 to 10 list on here. So it is a 1 to 10 of which ones I'm most excited for. Now, not downplaying what 10, 9, 8, 7 is, but there are some that we have already talked about a little bit well before GenCon that I've been excited about for months, and that's the only reason why they are up higher on the list than the other ones.
Yeah. Well, how'd you come up with yours?
I went through and I actually interacted with every single game on the preview list, dropped them into the various categories, and then went back through on a couple different rounds of, okay, I'm going to tag it as must-have if I want to put it on this list. I'm going to tag it as interested if I just want to look at the demo, and then uninterested or not sure, whatever they were for otherwise. And I just kept whittling it all the way back down. Anything in the undecided tag is the stuff I'm going to move back over to look at into those other categories because I wanted to make sure I had just the games for this list in front of me. But yeah, I went through and literally looked at everything. Anything that passed the first test, I went back through, did a bigger dig into, and then just kind of kept whittling from there.
I did very much a similar thing with coming up with my list, and then I looked at videos and stuff like that to get my top 10.
Yep. Well, let's go ahead and start it off. So, Scott, start your number 10, I guess.
Yeah, I enjoy pattern building games. I enjoy tile placement games, and Outset Media, which will be in Hall B of the Event Center, is bringing us Guildlands. It gives me a little bit of a vibe of how Sorcerer City works from Druid City. Doesn't seem like there is a speed factor, but this has asymmetric powers. So it is a city tile laying game with asymmetric powers, and you're working with the guild that you are associated with. So yeah, pattern building, tile placement, city building, sitting right around $40. It seems, I mean, I have not heard of Outset Media. It was done by Ken Boiter and Kendrick Winks.
I looked at them because their names came up a few different times this year.
Okay.
They have a bunch, especially Winks, I believe. I saw his name on 4 or 5 things, I think.
Okay,
so,
fantastic.
Yeah.
It is my number 10. It's probably the one that's going to be least likely for it to come home with me just because I do have a lot of tile placement games, but hey, it made the top 10 list because it did catch my attention. So
cool.
Jason, what you got?
So this one's from DeVere, which is located at 2711. It is more of a lightweight party game that is for 3 to 6 players. Takes about 20 minutes to play. It is called Tinco.
I didn't look into it because DeVere, they make great games. I know that, but they don't make games for me. So one of their games, Quorum, almost made my short list, but other than that, I didn't look at really any of their stuff.
That's fair. This one actually has some beautiful artwork, kind of the old, almost like Japanese art style. It's really cool looking. It's all about hand management and trying to find peace and harmony by climbing the tower. It's actually really nice. The MSRP for it's only $13, so it seems like it was a cool game that would be able to go ahead and play pretty quickly with your friends, and you could take it around just about anywhere.
Nice. I guess I'm just going to do mine in reverse order to make them 10 to 1 because it actually shakes out fairly well like that.
Nice.
So my number 10, we've talked Salt and Pepper a few different times. Let's talk about them again. They are at location 2765 and they have, like I said, a few different things I'm very excited about. But the first one I want to talk about at my number 10 slot is Habemus Papam. It is a game for 3 to 6 players.
It was like, God bless you.
Papam. I don't know.
The name sounds awesome.
But you are the Council of Cardinals that is trying to elect the next pope. And so it is a negotiation, bidding, bluffing game with area majority aspects to it. And you have your essentially pope that you're trying to get elected because of whatever you think would be best for the church. But you also have this secret set of goals that you also want that pope to go for. So there's some really interesting things there. It's not a theme I would normally ever care about, but I think especially with what just happened in world history, I think it's an interesting idea. And I mean, I don't get to play negotiation games enough, so I'm really excited about this. Salt and Pepper does great productions, great quality, so I'm excited about that one. It's also only up for $40, so it's not terribly priced either, so I'm in for that.
Very nice.
Now, true or false, do you have to go ahead and put this by a fire pit to see if you have white or black smoke coming out?
Yes.
Okay, just making sure.
Oh my god.
Number 9, Scott.
The path to vengeance has led you to Sweet Haven, Arizona, in DeVere's game Ace of Spades. And this is going to be what's so crazy. It is a poker game. And Mark's going to lose his head because it is a single player or 2-player game.
I'll play it with me.
I'll play it with me. I normally don't go for solo player games, and I was shocked that this one caught my vision, but you are channeling magic through hands of poker. So you are defeating bad guys, and each of the villains that you might end up fighting in this Wild West type of town have certain things like, I know one of them was like, kings don't work. So if you have any kings in your hand, you can't use that to make your poker hand, and so you're playing hands of poker to make it work. So it is a cooperative game, hand management card game. We've played enough games where we're playing poker and stuff like that. You know, we did the gang, and
I was about to say the gang's got you on the brain now.
well, and I like
That
playing.
game's so good.
Well, and I like playing Balatro, and so I was like, oh, another poker game. I thought this sounds like something that'd be really, really interesting. But it's only $30. It has a decent deck of cards. There's some interesting artwork on like your face cards and your aces. It almost has a little bit of the Few and the Cursed, similar artworort on that.
Okay, cool.
So yeah.
This one is from All Play, of all places. I do love me some All Play.
Aces.
Yes.
All Play.
All the places you can go and get and play more games. Anyway, All Play is located in 1849 this year. And this one is 2 to 6 players. You are cooperatively using word association to provide alibis and find the true supervillain. It is Alibis. And it just really hits me right in the theme, but All Play really hasn't done me wrong yet, and the artwork on it just gives me that feel of kind of the Golden Age comics, so that is going to be a win for me, and it's also only $17, so nice, easy pickup.
I'm interested to try Alibis for sure. So, my number 9, ironic that you talked about solo games, because I'm also about to talk about a solo-only game.
Nice.
And this is my only repeat publisher.
Okay.
So, it's Salt and Pepper Games again.
Okay.
I have my list organized by publisher, actually. And this is a solo-only game. It is a campaign game that I believe is resettable, which is a good thing. But you are part of a crew working on a moon base, and then everybody else died. And so you are just trying to survive on the moon.
Well.
And it looks really interesting. It's a small little Japanese game. The designer is Hiroshi Kawamura. It's only $15, and if it's what I want out of it, because it does not appear to be a dice-based solo game, which is what too many are, I'm really interested in this one. The art is kind of almost paper crafty. It looks really interesting. I'm very excited to try this one. Number 8.
Well, we all know that I like to get really tongue-tied, and so coming in at my number 8 is the game Gibberish, the word game of language invention and civilization development. I love word games, and I have one other game that's in my collection that is basically of creating a language, and this is, everyone plays as primitive humans, and you are meeting aliens, and you are trying to communicate with the aliens over a series of rounds, and it becomes almost like eras. And as you are developing the language, it allows you to talk more and more like how we do right now. It's really interesting. It goes 7 rounds of over 3 generations, and at the end of the 7th round, the team wins or loses if they can guess what the final word is from the alien. I haven't seen anything quite like this. It's not like stuff that's in my collection. I just went, oh, this is really, really good. It is a 3 to 5 player game. There is several of these games from Hobby Japan that are coming into the con this year. Don't know what the price of it is. So, I mean, that's kind of also why it's here on the upper echelon of my list of 8, because like if it's a really expensive game, I'm not going to be able to put it into my system. But playtime is 60 minutes to 180 minutes. It's a 3 to 5 player game, but it comes from Hobby Japan and Kaisei.
Got nothing there.
Yeah, but they're located at booth 254.
My number 8 is Sprocketforge from Sophisticated Cerberus Games. Now, they're located in 2539, and this one is on number 8 because it is either going to be really innovative and cool to go ahead and see how it works, or it's not going to work at all, and I'm just going to be like, all right, never mind. Well, this game it's 1 to 5 players. It goes anywhere from 60 to 90 minutes, but you are essentially building your own factory via putting together these sprockets and trying to complete your orders the quickest. The cool part is that your player board actually gets to go ahead and put these gears and cogs on it to go ahead and make your operations work. So if this works as intended, it should be a really cool and innovative way to having a unique game. And I'm very excited about that. The price point's a little bit higher up there, but it's middling when it comes to board games. It's $70. I'm pretty interested into it, and it is from Ananda Gunaratne.
Sure.
And I butchered that name, I'm sure.
I can't do any better on it, so I'm not going to correct you. That sounds really interesting. I want to try that.
Yeah,
too.
this looks good.
So far, I want to play his games.
That's fine.
I'm just selling them well. That's all.
That's
I remember.
true. No,
Yeah.
to be fair.
To be fair.
Thank you. I did look at that one too.
Good.
So my number 8, I looked at, the theme looks really cool. The publisher is spectacular for productions, but what got me to stop and stare at it is the designer. Ofrenda by Osprey Games, they are at location 2904, is designed by Orlando Sa and Andre Santos, and Orlando Sa is the designer of Kelte, a game that I feel like I am approximately the only fan of, but boy howdy do I really love that game. And Ofrenda is exactly what it sounds like. So you are building an ofrenda for your departed family members for the Day of the Dead, and in the game you are going to be collecting and placing photos on your ofrenda, and it's got a little bit of that like tranquility, conspiracy, abyss thing of, where do I want to put them, because I can only put them in so many places. If I wait too long to put this person on my ofrenda, then I can't get them on, and I'm not scoring any points for them. And so it looks like a really interesting idea. It's a really super cool theme. I love it as a theme. And as a tableau management game, and it's from somebody that I really respect as a designer, even though I've only played the one game of his, yeah, I'm all about it. This thing looks great. $60, but again, for Osprey's quality, I'm not put off by that at all.
Really on my short order list, though, because Ofrenda looks really good.
I think you would like Kelte. I will happily play this with you.
No problem.
Number 7.
Continuing on my list of games that Mark does not want to play, heading over to yellow at 2435, and is Mythical Dice. It's different because you are predicting battles based on the dice that are rolled. So there's some hidden dice that everyone has. Maybe like a little bit like Liar's Dice, it seems a little bit like.
There's a new print of that coming this year.
Really?
Yep.
I'm okay with that. But yeah, so dice rolling, predictive bidding. I think the original production of it was more pirate based, and this one is mythical creatures based.
Sure.
It seems like just a nice, simple game. It's $25. Something you're basically paying for all the dice.
Yeah.
Looking at it's like it's got the nice little mini screens to hide stuff and keep your stuff hidden. It's still on. I mean, we're sitting here at number 7, so it's still on that list of like I'm really gonna scrutinize. Is it gonna come home with me? Mm-hmm. Yellow has been kind of, unfortunately for me, hit and miss. Gosh, I haven't really gone crazy for yellow since
King of Tokyo.
King of Tokyo, which is sad.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping this is a resurgence for them.
Nice.
So
Very cool. My number 7 from Playpunk, location 3039.
Oh, man, yeah, dude.
And I was super excited to go ahead and see that they have this game, a little game called Zenith coming out. I looked at this and I saw the artwork, really cool. There is a just nice, like easy cartoonish look. It makes me feel like it is Twilight Imperium for kids. And I feel like it's got just the right amount of scruples for our bag of cats type of friend groups.
Yeah.
That they'd be able to actually play this instead of TI4.
The only reason this did not get onto my GenCon list is that it's been sitting in my Game Nerds cart for like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
I am so close to buying this game. It's on BGA. I have not gotten to try it yet, which is the only reason I haven't bought it yet. And their previous game, Captain Flip, as a 1-2 punch of games.
Oh, yeah.
From what I've heard about Zenith, heck of a combo to come out with.
I heard about Captain Flip last year. That was a big jump.
It's real,
People loved it.
real simple, but boy, do people enjoy it. It was a good game. It's Palamori.
This one's only 35. It's 2 to 4 players, and the playtime is 25 to 35 minutes, so it's not going to be that long. Also good to mention, Gregory Gerard and then Matthew Roussel are the creators.
Mine, I gotta admit, I'm surprised it ended up this high on the list, but man, the more I look into it, the more I'm excited about it. It's from Level 99 Games over at 613, and we've talked about them before many times. I'm a huge fan of Millennium Blades. I'm a huge fan of Bullet, and Spooktacular is such a great theme. Where you are old school, like B-movie monsters that have emerged from the movies themselves, and you are chasing people through the theater, trying to eat theater goers and do all kinds of stuff. Looks like a really silly theme. Response on it has been very divided, to be fair, from what I've seen. And its $60 price point is a little high. But man, you know, Level 99 does, again, great production. It's such a fun theme. And I think it could be really great, especially for that spooky season time. Because especially as more games from that group have cycled out of my collection, I need something else to fill in one of those spots. And I think this could do that really well.
This was on my short list at one point in time, and I don't know why I decided not to.
I think it's probably because we talked about it and I said it was probably going to be up here.
It might be. I love Level 99, but you really love Level 99.
I really love Level 99.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're great.
There was a good amount of 99s that I got to go ahead and look over, and they are also, I gotta say, like, short order stuff was immense. If I actually put everything in my list, the amount of honorable mentions in this thing would make this go for at least another 20 minutes.
Oh, yeah, very much so.
There's a reason we kept ourselves short at the beginning.
Oh, yeah.
Because I don't want to have to edit what I did last year.
Oh, my God, we had so many things last year.
Yeah.
It was insane. Okay, my number 6. I debated putting this one on my list just because of how some of their games have been hit and miss with this company, and I really want to give them another shot with this one. And it happens to be from Darrington Press and the creator Alex Cutler. It is Solar Gardens.
Sure.
It is another tile drafting, city building. It's a push your luck game, so I know that kind of is a little bit off for you, Mark. But you're drafting tiles to build a rooftop garden in harmony with nature.
Sure.
So I mean, it's definitely something that I'm gonna definitely look at. So it's right there on the bubble of yes, it's coming home with me. No, it's not. It's $45, so that's not a bad price. Darrington Press is going to be at $28.41. I'm looking forward to seeing what else that they have. You know, I've still got the expansion for
Sitting right over your shoulder, yeah.
Yeah, for my Queen by Midnight that I still need to play and get in there, but they're still learning. And then, of course, you know, they just released Daggerheart, which has done very well for them. So I'm looking forward to it.
I mean, thematically, this one certainly speaks to me. I think it's really neat. But I saw the publisher name, I'm like, I'm just going to move on down the list because it's going to be a Scott game.
And that's the thing is, like, I want to preface this. I did not pick it because it was Darrington Press. I picked it as like, this is a game that I could see myself playing. It just so happens that this time it's Darrington Press. It could have came from anybody. They're getting better, and so I'm hoping that this tradition continues.
Very cool. My next one, I believe we're on number 6 now.
Hey, we are on number 6.
We are number 6.
Go me. So this one is called Unstoppable from Renegade Game Studios over on 1619.
I thought this might make your list.
Yeah, I mean, in all fairness, this just kind of incorporates this whole space renegade feel, and I love the look of it. I love the idea that this could be my very first actual solo game that I want to go through. Yeah, I mean, there is one I'll mention later that I really want to play a solo mode of, but Unstoppable just seems really, really cool. It's 1 to 2 players for a kind of cooperative, gather allies and special weapons to go ahead and do some really, really cool stuff, and it's just got this kind of epic feel to it that it really sings to me, and it's got a price point of 60, which is going to be right in the middle.
And that 2-player mode means you get to play with your partner as well. And
yeah.
So this one has been getting some pretty good buzz in the solo community.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited. They also have, tangentially, a expansion for it coming out called Tyrant's End. I believe it actually just came out here just a little bit ago. It's a nice, easy one. Only $15 to go ahead and add on to it, but it's going to go ahead and give you a good amount of new places and leaders to go ahead and fight for. Yeah. So nice, easy thing to tack on.
Nice. So it's interesting. When I'm looking at my list, I don't actually have any expansions on my list. There's one that I might have picked up for Rebel Princess.
Rebel Princess, yeah. I mean, that's on my list. That's gonna be purchased. I didn't want to throw in any expansions. I really wanted to make sure that we were looking at new stuff.
I didn't actually see that many games with expansions on the list either.
And that's true. There wasn't very many. I only think I caught 2.
Yeah.
I have one more on my list, but it's only because it's from the same production.
That's fair. My number 6 is from Happy Camper. I don't know them. I don't know if they've done anything before. They're at location 2010. And all that I needed to see on this was Matt Leacock, Ben Pinchback, Matt Riddle. That is the designer of Pandemic, as well as the designers of River Valley Glassworks.
Okay.
Pinchback and Riddle are great designers. River Valley is my favorite of theirs. People will argue for Fleet or Three Sisters or Motor City or any array of things. That is a heck of a team, and the game is The Four Doors. And
this was on my list, on my short list.
This is another small game, 1 to 5 players, $20, and this looks to do what I wanted out of Urbion. You have a line of 4 doors that each have a relic behind it, and you're going to shuffle up cards and hand each player a hand of cards and a random adventurer, and you are going to try and find these relics by either drawing cards, moving to an adjacent door and then giving a card over to somebody, illuminating a shadow from whatever door you're at by discarding a card that matches it, or by finding a relic by dropping 4 cards that match the door you're at. There's asymmetric powers, and there's all kinds of stuff, and it has a little bit of that good stuff, bad stuff for the way the cooperation works. I really, really am looking forward to this. The fact that the difficulty level scales as the game goes on just means that it's got some replay value, and how can we get this done before too long, that type of thing. Like you said, the design team alone just says yes, and then I looked at the rest of them like, yeah, this is a Mark game for sure.
Heck yeah.
Number 5, Scott.
Okay, so finally getting into the area where, like, I really feel like I need this game. I love games by Oink Games. They're fun, they're easy, they're kooky and weird, and this one is by no stretch of the imagination also kooky and weird, and it is Petiquette. They are located at 943. Petiquette, you have 5 random cards that are laid out before you. There's 3 animal types, bird, cat, dog. They're wearing any one type of 3 different types of hats. They also have numbers on the top of the cards that are in different colors. You, as an individual, are going to figure out a pattern that you see in those cards, and then you're going to play one of the cards from your hands that you feel best completes the pattern. If you match with anybody else at the table, you both score points.
Interesting.
It is literally a cooperative pattern recognition game. And, I mean, come on. Look at the dog. Look at the dog at the top hat.
I'm going to be honest.
Look at the dog at the top hat.
I got taken out of it real quick, and then you described how the game actually plays, and it's like summer camp all over again.
Yes.
Why am I playing this?
Exactly.
Oh, this is cool.
It's $23. I have played a lot of the Oink games, and I've really, really enjoyed them. This feels along the lines of us having goofy time while we're, like, when we play Q-Birds.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, how did you come up with this pattern? And it'd be like, we're going to have those type of conversations and just laughing our heads off. I mean, come on. Clearly, bird, duck, bird, dog, cat, dog, bird, duh. That's how you, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be super cute.
I've played a lot of Oink games. I've enjoyed a few of them, but I have yet to ever have an Oink game look at me and be like, you need me in your collection.
This will be the first time. I've played a lot of Oink games. My friends down in Fort Wayne, they have them. This is the first time I've actually been like, I really want to buy this one.
That's one of the reasons why I kind of like share your sentiment, because I have played a few of the Oink games that my friends have, and I've enjoyed them greatly. I don't have any of them myself, but I do greatly enjoy the ones that I have put on the table.
Yeah.
All right, what's your number 5?
My numero 5 is Grand Central Skyport. from 25th Century Games. They're located at 1457. And this one is actually a really fun-looking 2 to 4 player game. It's about 30 to 60 minute runtime, but you are operating one of the largest airship skyports in the world. I'm going to be honest, when I looked at the game, I saw the outside artwork, I saw the images of the pre-production that they have available, and this game is one of those that we've put on the table and I've instantly gotten to be interested in and kind of soak into it that we've seen at your table. Mm-hmm. And so as soon as I saw these pictures and kind of got a brief description of this game, I instantly went, oh, I'm going to like this guy. This is really cool. The artwork is great on there. And it has some nice inventive ways of having like a nice central kind of market almost that I think one of us definitely needs to pick it up because the rest will play.
I'm not going to lie. This is number 11 for me. Yeah. And it's only because I didn't want to put a tie on the list. Because like you look at that cover, it feeds you Bioshock Infinite vibes.
Yep.
You look at the rest of the game inside and you're like, oh, this is like super cool Art Deco airship Grand Central Station. And it's a rondelle game.
Yep.
And I love me some rondelles. So yeah, 100%. One of us is bringing this home for sure.
And it's a $40 MSRP. And with at least the pictures in there, I'm not sure if you have the clear acrylics that come with it or if it's going to be the upgraded pieces. I would say instantly.
It's 25th century. So my guess is it's probably going to be the acrylics and then you can get the upgrade. But I mean, 25th century is spectacular across their production. So you get either one, you're going to be fine.
I would definitely go ahead and check them out. And if you do, if the price point's good for you on the upgrade kit, the pictures of the upgraded pieces are pretty cool. So I would jump on it if you have the chance.
Really, really want to play that one.
I will laugh if that game somehow doesn't come home.
Because, oh, no, it will.
Because I'm just like, the both of you talking about it the way you're talking about it, and like, it's which one's going to actually do it, and if you both forget, I will.
The only way I don't think it's going to come home is if they just simply don't have it, because they've had stuff miss the show before, or that we missed the window of getting over there. I legitimately think it'll just be, is it in stock?
Yeah.
I don't know how many people are excited about it the way the two of us are, but we are both very excited about it.
Well, I mean, the very nice thing is you guys know that I'm done at 12:45 and on the first day, and you'd be like, Scott, go get it. Go. Yep. Yeah. He's like, you know where to go. Go.
That's true.
And then I will do the shopping.
All right. So my number 5. I'm actually really excited for this one. This is from Grand Gamers Guild. This is 2946 is their booth, and they are releasing a new edition of Pillars of Heracles. I am stoked for this. It looks beautiful, and it is an area majority game with city building, with deck building. It is a rondelle. It's got variable player powers. It's got a solo mode on it. Do I need to say anything else of why I'm interested in this?
You got interested in this moment they said rondelle.
That hits everything.
I did.
For you.
I'm not going to lie. And then you throw on the ancient Greek theme. And as we've discussed in the prior year, I put in something like 200 hours into Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I love ancient Greece. So all this just comes together in this really interesting package because, yes, I am afraid there might be too many mechanisms, but at the same time, it has a lot of different ways to bring the end game together. And it's just, it's from Grand Gamers. They've been great to us so far, and I just think the game looks super cool. I am really, really excited about this one. And for only $60, not bad.
Number 4. So unfortunately, I apparently am in a certain mood for games number 4, number 3, and number 2 because they are all competitive deduction games. Unfortunately,
great.
Yeah. So one I think you're going to enjoy, but the other ones it's definitely going to be more of a hit and miss, and it might slow me down from actually picking them up. I haven't decided, but it's still one of those things like I love this idea
because you have the 4-wing group.
Yeah, I have the 4-wing group and my Goshen group. We like these style of games. So the first one I've got is from Plate. Coming from at 2663, and it is digit code. You are creating a 6-digit number, basically like what would you see on an analog clock. And the idea is every round you get to ask 4 questions. Is this number higher than this number? How many of the lights are on in this row or this column? Is this number bigger than this number? It's really interesting. It's basically trying to guess, can you get the 6-digit number before the other person gets the 6-digit number? Because you're technically doing 2 3-digit numbers, but that's the idea. Now, the part that I do like is, even if I get it. You're not out. You still have the next turn. If I get Mark's 6-digit number, he has the next turn to try to get mine. And then if that happens, it's a tie. And I like that idea. I haven't seen anything quite like it. I just like its look. It looks very simple. It's only $17. I mean, I think you said it to me. Looking at it, I watched gameplay on it. I'm like, yeah, I think I could really enjoy this one. Of the three, this one might not come home, and I know it's in my number 4, and so yeah, it should technically come home, but I also don't want to come home with 3 competitive deduction games. Sure. There's 2 I definitely want to come home with. I mean, 1 I definitely want to come home with. The other ones are kind of like, will they, won't they?
Mark cracked open the Grand Gamers Guild stuff, so I'm going to go ahead and break that in for my 4 and have a tangential one. Easy jump in for this one for me is Journey to Tirnanog, because as a theme, if you get me with...
have you not played Tirnanog with me yet?
We haven't played Tirnanog together yet.
Oh, man,
we both have
so
Tirnanog.
good.
It is an awesome game. So when they brought
I'm part
out
of the Kickstarter, that's why it's not on my list.
When they brought out Journey to Tirnanog, it's an escape room, and let me know, your boy loves an escape room.
It's a little 18-card escape room game.
Yes,
too.
This thing is only $11, but you get to go ahead and spend an hour in this cool Gaelic world. I am super stoked for it. Ken Franklin put this together, and again, $11 to go ahead and do a fun escape room in the world of Tirnanog, which they brought out last year, had a great time on. And the reason why I say that is because tangentially, I was speaking about the expansion that they have for Tirnanog coming out. Blessings and Burdens.
I'm so excited for that. I'm so happy it's back on track.
Yeah. So we should be able to go ahead and see that at GenCon this year at Grand Gamer Guild. So that expansion itself is $25, and it looks really cool. It's got the same artwork as Tirnanog, so it blends together beautifully. I'm probably going to get those as a dual package, and that's one. My number 4 is probably going to be one of those definitely coming home with me.
Yeah, literally, if it weren't for the fact that I had been part of the Kickstarter, and I think it's delivering sometime in this short time frame, it would have been on my list too.
Yeah.
Scott keeps leading me by I am very interested in it. It's my number 4. It might not come home with me, but boy, am I interested in it. This is from Good Games Publishing. They do really great productions, and I am concerned that this game is going to require a perfect production to be enjoyable. And unfortunately, it's the only game on the list that I have that does not have its price listed, which means I'm also concerned that this might be too expensive.
Yeah.
So this might not come home for a couple different reasons. But this also has the potential to maybe be my game of the show if it does hit all those markers, which is why it's number 4 and not higher up. And this is 12 Rivers. This is from Romain Katerian, maybe? Katergian? Sure. I don't know. It's late. I'm tired, and I'm not going to try to keep butchering it. But you are the leader of a fantastical tribe that is trying to catch and harvest pearls from a lake high in the mountains. And the way this is going to be done is you are going to place essentially gates along these rivers. And then once everybody has placed their gates and there's some multi-use cards and some worker placement stuff going on here, you are literally going to release a bunch of marbles to roll down. And so depending on where your gates are, that's going to be how you catch and play. That's what I mean. This game is either going to be one that I absolutely love and it's going to sing right along in that choir of my games, or it's going to be just off. Like I said, the production has to be perfect on this.
Yeah.
If it is, and I believe that Good Games can do it because they do fantastic productions normally. I think this one, like I said, has the possibility of being my game of the show, but I don't know. There's too many unknowns about it right now to have it higher, but you can bet that I'm going to go over there and check it out. And if it all hits, it'll come home. Number 3.
Heading over to 2927 with Lucky Duck Games and their game Temple Code.
Legitimately, I did look at this one.
Really? The part that makes it really interesting, and I watched the video and I went, okay, this I like. It has a little bit of like Turing Machine that came out a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
You have 3 statues that are facing away from you. You do not get to know what they are, but everyone else can see them. And then 2 cards are played.
It looks very Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Yes, it's very much, it feels very much Legends of the Hidden Temple. And then there's 2 cards that are played. Now, I did hear that there was the one issue is like, there's like 8 different statues, and so there's a lot of trying to figure out stuff. So the 3 of us are playing, and on my turn I pick up the 2 cards and I choose which one of these 2 cards I want to keep, and then I have to give one of the other ones to one of my opponents. So I'm giving them the chance for information. You take your card, so you're still not able to see, and then you line it up wherever the arrow is. It tells you, like how you normally play Minesweeper and that stuff. It'll go, oh, hey, you've got a green one, so that means one of these 3, because you can see it and be like, okay, so one of these 3 is correct and in the right location. If it's red, it's right, but it's not in the location. And if there's no symbol, it means the third one just doesn't belong. And so you're trying to deduce before other people to what your 3 are. And if you're wrong, you're just wrong.
I seriously looked at this
Really?
because I was hoping it was going to be cooperative, because it kind of gave me vibes of Shipwreck Arcana, and then I saw it was competitive. I'm like, yeah.
But also the nice thing is this is also can be a solo game. So the fact that
really cool.
it has a solo mode, so great. Mark doesn't want to play it because it is too competitive. I could play the game by myself, which would be fine.
Yeah, I want to try this.
Yeah.
Well, mine is from Ivy Studios, because we've talked in surplus about some of their stuff because they've made some absolute bangers.
Bangers.
Yeah. Veil of Fate.
It's a mash.
Huge drop last year. Big old thing. This one for this year is Pillars of Fate, which doesn't aim to disappoint. Austin has been bringing the thunder for us for this last year, and I'm super excited to go and see this one-on-one. Easy price point of $30, but essentially you are gods that are deploying forces to win renown or trick their opponent into losing it. So you got some area majority there, a little bit of influence, but I'm super excited to jump in on this one. Their location that you should go ahead and check out on is 2239, because as we've talked about before in this podcast, they've got some good games.
It's in the Veiled Fate universe, and it has that incredible artwork on it. It is a lane battler game, which is not normally something I care about, but it's IV. It's in the Fate universe. Again, the only reason this isn't on mine is because I already bought it.
Yeah.
So,
and I mean, Max, Zach, and Austin have made some awesome Fates so far.
killer stuff.
So I'm excited to go ahead and see what Pillars has to offer.
Yeah. My number 3 is from a publisher I don't normally look at, because even though their games are supposedly very well received, their price points can be kind of high.
Oh.
And this is from Burnt Island Games. They're at location 2006, and the game is How to Save a World. It is a 1 to 4 player game, which until I sat down and just looked at this, didn't realize it was for more than one person. And frankly, I'm still okay with that. The game's only gonna be $50, but what is really dragging me into this is it is a worker placement game where you are trying to simultaneously work on 3 projects to save the Earth from an asteroid. You're looking at a laser to shoot it apart, an energy shield to maybe knock it off course, and then all things failing to try and evacuate part of the population of Earth. It's a theme that I'm for. It's a worker placement game. You have hand building and resource management. You're having to divide your time and attention amongst all the goals. It just sounds like such a game for me, especially in the solo space. We'll see if I end up playing it with multiple people. Frankly, I don't know. I am looking at this as a solo game. But the art looks cool. The cover is very evocative. It's from Yuval Grinspun. I don't know that I've ever played any of their games before, but everything else about it I'm for. And finally a Burn Island at that reasonable price point, I'm about it.
Yeah, I watched the video on, they were playing on a prototype copy. It was kind of neat because it was neon colors on some of the stuff. And there's this massive meteor piece that has its own track that it just, every round, boop, boop, it just moves one space.
Yeah.
And so I'm just like, that's kind of cool. I kind of dig it. You have to have the laser built by this time. If not, now you're on to part 2.
Yeah.
You have until this time to get your energy shield. And if that's not happening, you only have this many more rounds to get your people onto the, and I just like, it looks really, really interesting. So like, yeah, if you buy it, I definitely will want to play.
Yeah, I'll play it with me.
Did y'all hear that? He's being rude.
I said that earlier. It's called
I know,
a callback.
No. Yeah, I understand it. You're still a jerk.
I know, it's fair.
Rounding out my 3 games of competitive deduction is the second game that we have actually played from this group. It's Super Meeple, location 2435. It's Kronologic, Cuzco 1450. Really enjoyed that first one.
I will happily play this one.
And this is how I knew that this one was a definite yes, you would, because we had such a great time with the first one. Jason, you really need to get in on this with us, because honestly, it's really neat. You're working a logic puzzle, but even more like Clue at the same time. It's just really neat, very simple, doesn't take off a lot of table space. You are interrogating suspects to solve a murder in these detective games. And what's so neat, they did it with the first one, which was Paris, correct?
Yes, Paris 1920.
Of course, now we're going back in time. This is the second of what will be 3 so far.
And the third one is Babylon 2600.
Yeah, going to be in the future.
Wow. Super interesting setting. Yeah.
And it looks like they're using the similar symbols that they used at the earlier ones, so it's not like it's not going to throw you off when you start the new one. But such a neat game, because like you have 5 games that is along this storyline, and then you switch storylines, and then there's 5 games that go with this route. So like with the Paris, it was who poisoned the detective. Then it's who is the Phantom, and like doing a Phantom of the Opera. So I'm wondering what they're going to sit here and do in an Aztec storyline. Created by Fabian Gradel and Johan Levitt. It's a 1 to 4 player game, runs around 30 minutes. We played it, and it sits around that nice time frame. Only $28.
That's not bad.
That's a pretty solid price point.
He and I even discussed it. It was like, we could come back to one of the earlier ones and wouldn't necessarily remember how it works, because you take a person...
I'm sure I've already forgotten.
Oh, I know I've already forgotten.
Yeah.
But you take a person, you take where they're at, or you take the person and what time, and it gives you information that only you get, and then it's information that everyone gets.
Really simple system. It's really clean deduction.
Yeah.
It's one that, even though I'm not huge into that competitive deduction, it is so interesting to watch, and it gives everybody enough information at such a pace that it never feels like I am just behind. It's a really neat system. I'm excited to try more of it, and they're picking really interesting settings. So,
right.
Yeah.
That's because the artwork and the design, the first one sung because you're in the theater, and now, I can't wait to see where we're at with this new one.
Yeah.
So my number 2 is from Lucky Duck Games, located over in 2927. And I'm going to preface this. I am not bringing it home. Why? Because one of our friends already kickstarted it, so we're going to have it actually already here. But I needed to bring this up because this game seems hot. Dark Quarter.
I have it sitting right there.
Exactly. Like it just dropped recently to go ahead and come in. It looks so hot. I am not into horror games, but this investigative,
deep dark 1980s.
This is like dark noir.
Yes.
It's gorgeous.
Noir investigative that has this just
supernatural lovely stir in there.
I have this on my must-have list just because I want to go over and see if I can still track down the Yesterday Demon stuff out of them, because I got this retail.
Yeah.
This is kind of becoming a year of app games for Mark, and this is on the very short list. I'm very excited for this.
Well, it's a cool production between Van Ryder and Lucky Duck, and as you know, Van Ryder does some pretty wild horror games.
You mean My Final Girls?
Yeah. All of them. But I know Van Ryder is going to be at GenCon as well.
They are.
But it is listed under Lucky Duck. So if you have not backed this game, you want to go ahead and check it out, go over to Lucky Duck. They'll have it. $60. It is 1 to 4 players. It is a bit longer in playtime, but it just looks so cool.
I was watching a video, and just the video, I was just like, oh, I'm so glad Mark has this game.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm very excited about it.
Tammy's got it too.
Oh, Tammy actually did it too.
I talked her into getting the Kickstarter.
Shut your face.
Yep.
Bravo, sir. Okay, Mark, what's your number 2?
All right, so I didn't say this during Jason's Pillars of Fate thing, and I realized, I'll just talk about it here in a moment. So my number 2 is from Bitewing Games, and it is technically within retailed now, but I wanted to see it and get to experience it, hopefully, at GenCon. Like he said, this is a Reiner Knizia game. This is Iliad. And Iliad is illustrated by Harry Conway, and Harry Conway is the artist for Veiled Fate. He also did Scales and Pillars. And so just on that production alone, between his art and the fact it's Knizia, I have been staring at this very hard. And then you look at it, that is the struggle for the Trojan War, and I'm even more in, and it's a Reiner Knizia tile laying game. I'm really in. It's only $30, but I might end up, if they have all the options and upgrades, they're spending like $85 on it because you can replace all the tiles and you can do all kinds of stuff to it.
That's how they get you.
Love
Yeah,
that.
that's how they get you.
Yeah, I love it though.
It's only $30.
Yeah, right?
But if you get all
But it is a 2-player only game. It has area majority and set collection and tile placement all about it. It looks gorgeous. It has special powers. And look, Knizia is a master of what he does. And when he does things really well with here's 8 rules in 2.5 sentences, and then your brain melts.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm really hoping that's what this one is. I have yet to play a game from Bitewing because their last really huge release was Zuvadis, and I really want to play Zuvadis, but A, I don't think I am mean enough for it, and B, I don't have a group of negotiation players the way I would want for it. So I haven't gotten to try any of their games yet. I have heard very good things about their productions. I am very excited about this one.
Sounds good.
Look, I can negotiate for at least 3 people.
Oh, good. I can just come in and sit.
See?
We'll play. We'll play this.
That's fine.
Sounds great.
We'll do that along with iCore as well.
Yeah. So, Scott, this is your number 1. That means this is going to be your game of the show. This is what you're most excited about.
Yeah.
So, Jason, what's your game?
This, and I'm saying it so it has to be cut. Yeah. So my game. It's because it's almost 3. So this one actually kind of surprised me because it wasn't on my radar, and then lots of things fell off my list, and I was like, oh god, I gotta put more things on my list because I think as of like 2:00 yesterday morning, my top 10 list was 6 because so many things fell off as I was doing my research, and then as I was researching other things that were on my interested list, but not enough that I was like, oh, I really don't want to, but I'm just gonna say it. It is FlipToons by Thunderworks Games.
What?
They're going to be at $15.21. FlipToons is a deck building, pool building game. It's pretty much it's a deck building game. It has these Cuphead cartoon characters.
The rubber hose art. Okay.
Yes. And so I was like, do I like this? And I watched a video and I went, oh, this is actually kind of ingenious. So you all start with the same starting deck. That's the exact same. But how everything, you shuffle the deck and how it flips out determines how many points you get. Based on how many points you get, lets you know how much money you get to spend. And there is a scale, 3, 5, 7, 9, 13, if I remember correctly from the video that I watched. And animals are put into this little tableau based on their number, because every card has a number score, and it goes from low to high. So your low numbers, of course, are going to be cheaper. And when you buy something, if the card that replaces it has a higher number, everything shifts. But it all depends on how stuff flips out and what's next to each other and what's in proximity. And you get cards that can stack on each other, and you have cards that will flip other cards. And so like you can lose points. And it's just one of those, like, it's like a 20-30 minute game. It's not even that long. It's a 15 to 30 minutes. It costs you $20.
Nice.
And it's solo play. I can play it by myself. I don't have to have anybody. And there's really interesting, like, 2-player rules. Okay, the card that is the cheapest and the card that's the most expensive, they get chucked. And then you bring in 2 new cards. So there's still that refreshment that's happening in games where, like, sometimes if you don't have enough people, that tableau that's on the front doesn't happen. And it's literally, you play the game until someone hits 30 points in their round. Okay, that's really, really cool. And in the video that I watched, it was turn 8, one person had 24 points, and they were like, okay, we're gonna pause and we're gonna do a couple more rounds and we'll have you in on the last one. And then all of a sudden they realized, oh, hey, they had hit like 34. So it was like literally round 9. They had just gotten what they needed and they scored it, because once you hit that 30, you have one more round, and that's what you score off of. So even if you've been doing really, really well, there is that possibility that on your final hand that you won't score the same way. And I'm just like, okay, I kind of like that. You know, even if you do really, really, really well, if just bad luck happens, which yes, kind of sucks in one instance, but like, that's the name of the game. It's a bag pull.
If it strikes your fancy and it's got a good price point, there's not really a miss for it. At most, you know, you might move it down to like a table, but
Right.
it seems like it would be a good game for you.
Yes, and it's solo play.
Yeah.
So yeah, I will be hitting Thunderworks like first thing as soon as I'm off the clock on Thursday.
Very cool. my number one, and this is not meant to pander to anybody because, as we've said plenty of times already,
Hello, Cleveland.
we have worked together. Mark and I have worked with Meeple Source and Stonemeyer for the last, mine has been 2 years now, and he has done it forever.
90.
Yeah, it's been like 375 years. But
7?
something like that. But I gotta tell you, I have the game now, so objectively, it is coming home with me because we already have it. But it's because we have to demo and teach it to people. And now that Scott is part of the group too, so he can go ahead and demo this game, we just got done playing Vantage. And I have to say, this game is an absolute banger for me. It is not at all what I expected it to be,
Correct.
in all of the best ways.
Correct.
I am so excited to go ahead and show this to people, and so excited for people to check it out and just see like all of the cool things you can do with it, that I had to go ahead and put this on here because I think that this is easily going to be in the top 2 games of GenCon, just in general. So if you have a chance, come over to Stonemeyer and Meeple Source.
2909.
If you can go ahead and get to the demo tables and have a chance, go look up Scott so he can go ahead and try to play a couple rounds of this.
Not 2909.
Not 2909, but I'll
but
be
like
there
40 feet from us.
Yeah, like I'm going to be there from the start of the con on Thursday until about a little bit just before 1 on Thursday and Friday.
Yeah.
Get
I can't wait to
to
teach.
a demo. You're not going to play through the game all the way.
No,
That
you
is
won't.
the one thing I will say for this game is it says 120 to 180 minutes.
That's short.
That is on the shorter side of what the game is going to be.
If I didn't already have this, this would be my game of the show.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, frankly, I would have rushed to that booth, but, you know, it's me. I've been working with them forever. I
Yep.
knew I was most likely going to be able to come away with a copy, so I couldn't reasonably put it on my list. Not to say that defaulting against what you just put it on here for, because it is an excellent game.
Yeah.
It
I
really
mean,
is.
to be absolutely honest, until I did the edit, Vantage was my number 1 game as well. The only reason why I took it off was because it was like, we all know it's going to be on. It's going to be the game of the con.
The only other thing that I don't think Jason mentioned is price point, and it's $90. It's not a cheap game.
It's not cheap.
There's a ton of stuff in this box, but it's not a cheap game.
But the whole thing is you definitely get your money's worth.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
And I will state this. I was super nervous because, like, hearing the premise of this game, I was like, oh my God, this sounds like us. It sounds like us as the three of us.
Yep.
There's a reason we played for
Individual-
like 4.5 hours earlier.
As it sounds like a us game individually, as a group, as pairs. It is an us game.
Yep.
My biggest fear was this was going to be single player solitaire.
is
and
not.
it's so not.
It's very, very good.
Yeah.
Jump on this one. If you've got the $90 to go ahead and throw in it, I know we have like 1,000 copies.
1,000 copies.
So if you get a chance, check it out.
I do not believe we are putting a day limit on the sales. So it's not like you have to get there because we want $250 a day. But this thing's going to go.
Yeah,
It's going to go.
absolutely.
Okay,
So-
bring us home.
My game of the show is much smaller, much cheaper, much shorter, and frankly, I'm pretty sure I might be the only person excited for it. Honestly.
Potentially.
In addition to Stonemeyer and Ivy, I am fairly positive that Alley Cat Games has become one of my favorite publishers.
Oh, okay.
I really, really like their stuff. And Timbertown from Alley Cat Games at location 2052 is a whopping $25. It is a 2-player tile laying game where you are beavers and you are trying to construct a town. And I mean, thematically, it gives such strong River Valley, but what makes it so interesting is that you have a 4x4 grid that you're trying to build, and there's a river that is pushing tiles through. So you are literally grabbing buildings and stuff out of the river to put onto your board. But what makes the game so interesting is that wherever you pull the piece out of, it has to go into that column on your board. So timing is very important. And there's a big deck of shuffled objectives that are going to change from game to game. So it's going to change how you're going to approach laying the tiles and when do you want to grab stuff, where do you want to put stuff. So, you know, it has all these mechanisms I really love. I do love tile laying games. I probably don't talk about that enough, how much I really like that as a mechanism. And that timing and efficiency and then variable puzzle of what are the objectives this time, how am I prioritizing, what am I trying to do, and can I afford to get that tile in this column over here, or should I let it just drift off the end of the river? It sounds really interesting. It sounds very unique. And knowing Alley Cat's production quality, especially at that $25 price point. This, honestly, this is the one I'm running for. I didn't think looking at the list of all the games that the Beaver game was going to be my game of the show. But I'm pretty sure it's my game of the show. So we'll see how it goes.
I mean, it sounds absolutely ridiculous, but at the same
Yeah.
time, it's one of those games that you would put down on the table and it would sing.
Look, I still find it dreadfully enjoyable that every time we have you on, summer camp comes up because that game is so dumb. but
Right.
It is
Yes.
so good.
Yeah.
And it
Yeah.
sticks in your head that way. And
Yes.
I really legitimately believe Timbertown might do the same thing.
I don't know how to better put it, and I know it's a broken record, but it's just one of those games where it's like, why does this intrigue me, or why do I enjoy this, or why do I care about this? And then you play it and you're like, this is fun as hell.
That's why FlipToons hit to the top of my list, because it feels like I don't have a ton of palate cleansers or quick start games,
Yep.
like to start the evening. If we're going to play a bunch of games, this feels like, oh, I'm going to throw this on the table. We're going to have a good time. We're going to giggle and like, look how stupid these things are.
Yeah.
And then we're going to go into heavier stuff.
Yep.
Like
Yep.
this is the start of our evening type of games where we've had a really heavy game. Here, let's have this goofy thing.
In this, as a 2-player game in that 30 to 45 minute, I mean, I'm really excited for it.
I really like how your 1 to 10 is essentially my 10 to 1, where you've kind of like reduced in complexity.
Yeah, kind of.
And I just piled down on it. Like,
Yeah, I mean, I think I took a little more of a roller coaster, but yeah, I definitely see how you're getting there.
I think I'm just really, really simple this year. I'm like looking at all my stuff and it's all simple.
The really heavy stuff you put in your honorable mentions.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think that's been a byproduct of us as podcasters, is really learning what can I realistically play if it is not for the podcast.
Yeah.
I was very surprised that you were even looking at Galactic Cruise or Galileo.
It's one of those things of like, I really would love to have a game where I'm going to sit there and want to play something that's heavy, but I don't feel like I get as much out of them as I do other games.
Yep.
Like Vantage. We spent 3.5-4 hours playing.
Yep.
And I'm going to go home and talk about that when I go to Mom, or I'm going to call my buddy down in Florida and be like, dude, gotta get Vantage. If you haven't ordered it, you need to order it because, oh my God, dude.
Jump on it.
It's really good.
It's really good. So, in fact, I probably will call him when I get up tomorrow. Or I should say later today.
All right, you fools. It is way too late to do a clever outro. Get out of my house.
But more Vantage.
I'm sleeping down here.
See you in a few hours when I start work.
You can get Ofrenda for your best Ofrenda. Best Ofrenda? No, cut that out.
Yeah, I'm going to cut that.
Please, oh God, cut
Real
that, because
fast.
I stumbled on it and it was bad.
But
That
it
was-
might go at the end.